All right, so Lily, well, let's go through the top three picks that you have for us to invest in a home with a price range of less than $1.5 million for first-time home buyer in the Bay Area.
Okay, so generally, yeah, it's 1.5. Yes. So like I would recommend the zip code 95123. It's a Blossom Hill Valley in San Jose. So it was a really hidden area for a while, and then for the last couple years it was like very hot area. So the medium price, let's say right now it's 1.1 for single family. Um, Yes, that's the high school is really good. Santa Teresa High School and Sakamoto Elementary is one of the best elementaries in there. So, and it's very nice neighborhood, very quiet, a lot of like family with kids, and I feel very safe in this neighborhood myself. So that's why I would recommend it to my buyers. And I actually have someone is, like some of my buyers looking in there, and we just recently lost on one home which was listed, and we submitted 100K above and we lost. But
Oh,
it
I'm
was
sorry to hear that. What was the listed price?
it was a really small listed price. The house needed some remodeling, so it was listed at 900.
Yes.
And I knew the house value probably with the remodeling would be like 1.1, and we submitted very close to 1 mil, and somebody submitted 1 mil. So yeah, but it's okay. I mean, like I know some more homes will come in future, but this is a neighborhood where I would recommend first-time home buyers to move. And
I
in San
see.
Jose, the whole San Jose itself is very hot market for the last couple of years. And then if you're looking for the area to be with a good school and buy a house under 1.5, that's a neighborhood where you have to target. It's Blossom Hill Valley at 1.1, 1.2 to get a single family.
How about freeway access and amenities? Can you talk about that?
Uh,
Those things in
Amenities.
that zip code.
Yeah, amenities are very nice. There is like a hospital not far away. There is like a lot of little shops. There is a lot of stores. Highway a little bit, like maybe you have to drive about like 5, 7 minutes to highway.
That's not bad.
But it's not bad.
Okay, school is great.
School is really good. So that's
Okay.
why people are targeting this area too, because of the school.
Well, if I'm a first-time home buyer, I want to buy in that 95123 for a home for my family, and we are coupled with two teenage children. Uh, what type of home how big a home can I buy for that price range?
So if you're lucky, you can get that at 1.1, closer to 1.2, and the square footage probably would be around 1,500.
Okay, 1500 is not that big though. Earlier we were looking at homes in San Diego, they were like 2200 to 2800.
Oh, the prices for the Bay Area, no, unfortunately. Yeah, so I mean, like you can get at one, I mean, like 1,700 to probably at 1.2, but it depends on the location of the house, right? Like how does it look, how it remodeled, right? Like you can get 1,700 at 1.2, but it depends what kind of
So
house.
for
It,
that
it
price range, for that price, for about 1500, what is the average age of the building?
Ah, so like always, it's like 70s or like 60s. So yeah, the houses which are built at 1975, 1964, I don't know, like any years, but not the brand new homes. No.
Okay,
And
what's your projection on the price trend in the next 6 months in that 95123 area?
um, it's really hard to say because for the last, let's say, like these past months it's been like very very competitive, and especially in the areas with nicer areas with a nicer school district. It's been very competitive. I would say a lot of buyers on the market right now, a lot, and everyone is activated because of the um, I think rate as well. But yes, market is very active.
So, what advice would you give a first-time home buyer to buy in the 9512 or the 123 zip code?
Uh, well, as I always advise my buyers when they're ready to buy, you just look at the house, you like the house, you submit an offer, you like the house, you submit an offer until you get the house. Because you can't, yes, it's like you can't be disappointed, like we keep losing, but it doesn't mean we will be losing all the time, right? So like it just have your budget and then like know the like the value, market value of the house. And
Yeah,
if you buy without a remodeling, just leave the space which you're ready to spend to remodel, right? And then give your best shot. But you have to try to submit because I've seen some homes like like I've seen let's say like in East San Jose, in the
yes,
nicer East part of San Jose, I submitted for one house. So we submitted 850, but the house value was about 1.1, and they
yeah.
marketed the house very cheap because there was it needed a lot of remodeling and so on. So, and my clients, they said that it's gonna sell for 900 probably and above. I said like, no, you submit your offer, just try it. So I talked to the agent, and agent, he told me like literally, he said like submit at 870 and
Oh
you will
wow.
have it. So my client still insisted on 850, and the house sold for 810, but it was cash, right? If we would have a big gap, they would pick us.
But
So
40,000 is a pretty sizable difference, though.
I
And
would give.
the 40,000 is not enough to overcome a all cash buyers competition.
No, I mean like they would take it because the agent actually told me just put like 50, like what 870 and 810 to 870 is like 60K.
It's a
They would
bigger
probably
gap. Yeah.
yes, they would probably take our offer, but I would give even full 900 for this house, honestly, because
Oh
the value
really?
is 1.1. Yes. If I would buy it, I would give because I see the value at 1.1, and the house was like located on a hill, and it has like beautiful view. Just because of the view, you add about 100K.
You
That's
know,
and there is like
in this market, I kept hearing not only from you but from Gene Riley and some of our Centermac agents. We kept losing on the offers. That's
yeah.
got to have some psychological effect on the agents. What advice would you give the agents when they kept losing one after another?
Well, you never give up. That's what you do. You never give up because you don't know what one seller thinks because another seller might agree. You don't know who is on the market specifically for this house exactly and how far they're ready to go, right? Like I think if you don't try, you lose. And trying is not losing, right? You keep trying until
Of
you win.
course, of
That's
course.
I can lose like 10, 15 offers until I get one. And you know what? At the end, I end up getting better house. So basically, like if my clients bring me some homes which I don't like and I don't see potential in them, I would say, hey guys, let's go. Like I'll show you some other homes, but it doesn't have a potential. So I look at the properties as an investment, right? So if you lose, just keep trying until you win.
Of course, of course. Now let's talk about the second zip code that you recommend.
Oh, okay. Second zip code is going to be 94536. It's in Fremont. It's
Yeah,
a
that's
neighborhood.
familiar. That's your backyard.
Yes, it's my backyard. It's my house. Yes, so this is a really nice zip code because we have a really good schools here as an American High School, Thornton and Alameda. It's very safe neighborhood, close to highway. I mean, like I'm not directly to highway, but it takes like 2, 3 minutes, and I'm on a road. So and nice people around the neighborhood, family oriented. And not far from everything, right? And so, yes, we have a scarcity of homes on the market right now. And
Still
yes,
in Fremont, still.
yes, we are competitive. It's like if you look at the single families inventory comparing to last year of this same month, like we
Yes.
have twice less inventory than last year at the same month.
Uh, okay, so first time home buyer who wants to buy in your zip code on 94536 for 1,500,000 or less, what advice would you give them?
The same advice. You like the house, you submit. you will never lose the value of these neighborhoods, right? Like, because the schools are great, very close to highway, neighborhoods are nice. There is like everything in proximity to reach, right? Like you drive, and I love
Mm-hmm.
this location mostly because like I'm in real estate, and people tell me like, oh, you're driving to Denver, or you have clients in San Francisco, or you have clients in San Jose, but get like if to look at my zip code, and like in any direction I go, it takes me about 40 minutes, right? So I have clients in San Francisco, it's 40 minutes. I have clients in Denver, it's like 40 minutes. I have clients in San Jose, it's 40 minutes,
It's
right? I
very
have
central
clients.
location.
It's like it's a perfect location if you don't know what's going on with your life, and like where you're gonna work next. Maybe you lose your job and then relocate to a different company. You still like in a prime location in terms of a commute. It's a really good location.
Now, between that Blossom Hill and the 94536, which zip code actually has homes that have a higher dollar per square foot in terms of which one is more expensive?
A higher dollar per square foot. I think the let me see. I think they're pretty similar. They're pretty
Oh, okay.
similar. Like Blossom Hill, Blossom, like honestly, in Blossom Hill last year, I could buy a house like at eight, like maybe at 900s, like about um like let's say 1200 square feet. It was like last year, maybe a year and a half. Right now you
Yes.
can't. It's gonna come close to 1.1. And that what happens because in Fremont, like in the area where I live, the prices are already like grew immensely, and they stay at this price because a lot of people willing to buy. And Blossom Hill was hidden for a while until the last like 2 or 3 years. People started to buy there like a
Mm-hmm.
lot, everything sells in there. And yeah, because they become very popular, the house prices rise really fast.
All right, let's talk about the third choice, your third pick for the best value to buy for 1,500,000 or less.
Oh, Milan. Okay, so I will talk about 94588 in Pleasanton. So Pleasanton, it's a really nice city to grow, like to be with a family, a lot of greenery, nice schools. And this particular zip code, again, they have a really nice schools, and it has Foothill High School, which is very famous, highly rated too. And at this price range, yes, you can buy at like 1.3, 1.4, probably 2,100 square feet home. The prices risen in this area too for a while. I mean, like for a couple years already. And so in Pleasanton, there is like couple neighborhoods which are not desirable, and couple neighborhoods which are really highly desirable. And this is one of them.
Okay, now and then there are a couple of major freeways that passes through Pleasanton. One of them is the 580, right?
Yes, yes.
And then the other one is the 680. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, you have like two ways to get out of the city, and it's like in between of these two highways.
Now, the people that works in the Silicon Valley area, what is the major freeway or mode of transportation that people use to go to work in San Jose?
Like I'm not really good with highways. I think it's like 580, right? Like if the one which is going down, 580,
Okay,
right?
okay, no problem. Now, if I'm a first-time home buyer, I want to take your advice and I want to buy in Pleasanton. What advice would you give me about what I need to do to get the home that I want?
Well, keep trying. Like, first of all, if you like the house, submit an offer. If I see any, like, let's say, like, I see any comparables, just I would advise just if I would say a price for the price market value for the house,
Mm-hmm.
just to listen and just take steps in order to get the house. If you compare the rate, right, like and thinking about to put like 50 or 70K on a house purchase, and if there is a gap on the market value, I still will put this money on a house purchase, right? Because the rate is so low, this 70K, if you break it down for 30-year fixed, it's probably very little, but you still will have a chance to get a house. And comparing to the people, amount of buyers in Bay Area who want to buy and actively buy, and seeing scarcity of the homes and like low inventory, I would still put money on it, because if you are buying in a good school area, close proximity to highway and so on, you're not gonna lose the value. You know, whatever happens, you're still gonna keep the value. If the market gonna go down, it's still gonna come up later on.
All right, excellent job giving us your top three picks, and I very much appreciate you contributing today. We certainly would present this video to all the prospective buyers out there, so that they will learn about the three picks that you made for us today, to see who might be interested in hiring you to be their real estate agent. Well, thank you so much for your time, Lily.